Welcome back to Fort Walton Beach Business Forum, and thanks for staying with us today. Our next guest is Michael Beatty, City Administrator for Fort Walton Beach. Michael, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
We wanted to visit with you today and talk about some things that were going on in Fort Walton Beach and to give you the opportunity to share with your thoughts with us. Could you tell us a little bit about the goals for the City of Fort Walton Beach in 2015?
You know, 2014 was such a great year for the city. It's going to be hard to top that in 2015, but you know, we feel that we're gonna have a much better year in 2015. You know, we rejuvenated downtown with all the events we did down there. We're planning some new events for 2015. We started some great programs through economic development. Our residential recycling program has kicked off with a bang, and you know, we've got some city council elections coming up in March that you know, will help us shape the goals of the city.
Excellent. There's been a lot of talk recently about the YMCA closings, and I know that you've been very involved in that. If I understand things correctly, it would appear that the YMCA building on Lewis Turner Boulevard is reverting back to the city this Friday.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And what are your intentions where that's concerned?
You know, with us building a new consolidated recreation center, the city doesn't really have any desire to operate, you know, that facility. You know, our goal was to we had 4 other facilities and we wanted to put them all into one to make it easier to maintain, be able to host tournaments. With the fate of the YMCA kind of up in the air right now, we will obtain ownership of their facility on Lewis Turner, and we're just going to issue a request for proposals for interested groups to submit, you know, lease proposals, you know, to pretty much take over operations of that building.
Is there anything you can tell us about the building or any of the interested parties at this point?
No, we can't. I mean, with it being a competitive process, you know, we got to kind of keep quiet on that. There'll be sealed proposals that will be evaluated, you know, by our real estate consultant with a recommendation brought to council probably sometime in March, hopefully.
That makes a lot of sense. You had mentioned the new recreation center that we're all anxiously awaiting to be open, and I know, as everyone does with new construction, sometimes there are delays, and you've experienced a little bit of that. Tell us when you think that might be open and a little bit of an overview about that facility.
Yeah, we're looking to have the grand opening probably sometime late February, early to middle March. We have had some delays because of weather and other, you know, unforeseen things, but you know, it's going to be a 33,000 square foot state-of-the-art building. It'll have a nice air-conditioned gym. It'll have 2 racquetball courts, a fitness center, a game room, you know, with arcade games and Xboxes and PlayStations and things like that. Meeting rooms. You know, we'll host banquets there. We're hoping to host the First Friday Coffees, you know, once we get it open. And then we'll have a 10-field athletic complex with 5 Little League baseball fields, 2 soccer fields, and adult softball, baseball fields.
It sounds like there's going to be a lot of activity going on
there
over there
will be.
all the time.
We're hoping to host, you know, world-class events, world-class tournaments, and it'll be a great thing for the city.
That sure explains a lot about why you wouldn't want to take on the old YMCA building at the same time when you've got so much on your plate already. So thank you for sharing that with us. Can you tell us a little bit about what I've heard for the Citizens Police Academy that I think might be coming forward? That's through your police department.
It is. It's something that our this will be the 19th class that we've had with our Citizens Police Academy. And every January we kind of get it started up. And this year it starts on Monday, January 26th. And it goes for 10 weeks. It's every Monday for 10 weeks. And it lasts from 6 to 8:30. And it's open to any citizen that works or lives in Okaloosa County that doesn't have a prior felony conviction. But it's a great thing. It lets the citizens get in, see what we actually do in the police department, and I think have a greater appreciation of our law enforcement.
Well, we certainly do appreciate our local law enforcement and the first responders therein because they protect us every day, and that's greatly appreciated. Michael, I would tell you that while I'm not a good golfer, I am a golfer, and one of my favorite places to play golf by far and away is the Fort Walton Beach Municipal Golf Course, both the Pines and the Oaks. And I'll take this opportunity to tell you, if you don't mind, what a great job I think folks like David Trim and so many others that you have out there do. They do amazing work with very limited resources, if I understand it correctly. They've had their challenges where the greens were concerned, but I've played there recently and they're fantastic. It's like there was never a problem. Tell us how that happened.
You know, we have struggled for the last couple of years, and we had some issues with the greens, but City Council was gracious enough to give us a little bit of money to replace, I think, 8 or 9 of the greens this year on the Pines. And in doing that and patching some of the others, it has totally turned that golf course around. And I think, you know, we're in the peak season right now with the snowbird season, you know, on us, and we've heard nothing but positive comments, and I think this is just going to help us get better and better.
Well, we really appreciate the investment that the city made back into those golf courses, because I know from my personal perspective, I would hate to see anything happen to them. I really love to play golf out there. Don't play it well, but I really love to play the game out there.
Our courses are made for, you know, the amateur, you know, recreational golfers.
You could make that second cut just a little bit less, Michael. That being said, let me get just a little history on you and how you became our city administrator.
Sure. I actually, I'm from this area. I grew up here, went to Edwins Elementary, Bruner Middle School, and Fort Walton Beach High School. I came back after a few years away with college and work, and was fortunate enough to get a job with the city as an engineer. Worked my way through the ranks as utility operations manager, city engineer, then engineering director, and then about 2.5, 3 years ago, I was fortunate enough to be appointed city manager, and have loved it ever since.
Sounds like you're pretty qualified. You've obviously worn a lot of hats here in the city already, which of course gives you a very intimate knowledge of the inner workings and what our needs are. So we feel very blessed to have you, and thank you for the great job that you've been doing. If you could, please tell me just a little bit about our entertainment district and some of the upcoming events we have.
Yes, 2014 was really, you know, it was the first year we had the entertainment district, and we hosted great events like concerts in the park, movies in the park, and then ended it off with a bang with New Year's Eve, first New Year's Eve event we've had in a long time. We're going to kick off 2015 running. We're already in the planning stages of all the events for 2015. We're going to do another Concerts in the Park series. We've already got 10 weeks of great bands, local bands, signed on starting May 1st and going through the July 4th weekend. We're going to do Movies in the Park again probably, and then we're going to do a great tree lighting holiday market deal in December right after Thanksgiving, and then hopefully have a bigger and better New Year's Eve to end the year again.
Wonderful. Well, Michael, thank you for being here today. With you at the helm of the city, it makes us feel pretty comfortable about all the great things that are going on, and no wonder you've been named one of the happiest cities in America. We really appreciate you. We're going to be right back with the Fort Walton Beach Business Forum and our next guest, Dr. Scott Smith, who's got a lot of great things to tell us about.